We're also co-advisors of the Communication Awards Club. Yes.
We try. our best. Stay forever. Both of us know that it truly takes a village, our communication family, to make those dreams come true.
We have 3 rules in communication that every student knows. Get ready to say them. Work hard. It's a well-trained colt. But every person getting a communication award tonight had some help along the way.
As professors, we get to take the custody of your kids for a few years and watch them change and evolve, and we're not the only ones that provide a little help and guidance.
Peers, counselors, advisors, and sometimes even total strangers, but most of all family, which, by the way, I just want to take a second to embarrass my own children that are here, and my wife as well. My 2 16-year-old twin teenagers, Madeline and Eliza, are here somewhere, along with my wife. So, it is family, though, that helps us the most.
So we need to recognize some important helpers in our audience tonight who are sharing in the journey that got you all up on stage.
We would like all the parents, and you're not troubled, we'd like all the parents in the audience to stand up, please. Come on, parents. Go. We'd like to thank you for the support that you've given to your sons and daughters, for the checks that you've written and are continuing to write, plus many of them are living in your basement as well. And of course, for all your love and support.
We're sure you're immensely proud of your sons and daughters tonight. So let's thank the parents for all they've done. Another enthusiastic round of applause for Mom and Dad.
I also want to say that Jenna DeLuca has become like an adopted daughter, and I just want to say I'm super proud of her. So how about a big round of applause for Jenna? Thanks for giving us a few minutes to express what a pleasure it's been for all of us to work with your sons and daughters.
And the future is truly in capable hands. And Group 6, could you please line up? And now enjoy this very special behind-the-scenes look at the Communication Awards. Very, very deep behind the scenes.
Today is very exciting and I have a lot of energy right now. We have a new student joining us in the Communication Awards Club, so I decided we'd document the day. Thanks for helping me film this, Tommy. I'm the president of the club. He didn't have a choice.
Eileen, I'm so concerned. It is a mess. We're a month out, and what have we done?
For commentators, you know we procrastinate.
Do you know how important this is? 2 years in the dark from COVID, and our triumphant return for the 15th anniversary?
Well, you know who ran last minute and won? Me.
I'm Eileen Alvarez Santiago, and I'm the communication major of the year here at Atlantic State Community College.
I'm kind of the face of our major, and I'm working really hard to represent the comm program in the day.
We've got a new student joining us, everybody, so let's pretend that we know what we're doing.
Yeah, so let's act professional as we can, so we can impress people here.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ride. This is Amy, by the way.
Right, so the show is in 3 weeks, so we need to get everything done as we possibly can as we see.
We'll be walking around this big, everyone get your papers and I'll see where you can help out. Hi, I'm Eileen, College of the Year.
I'm Jenna DeLuca, one of the advisors.
I'm Professor Fires, people say and say.
Yours is great. Kind of a boomer though.
Here, and now I'm a professor, so I've known Forrest for about 9 years. Total boomer.
Okay, first of all, I'm not a boomer. Not a boomer. I'm Generation X. Generation X is much better than
Are you serious? No. What color? No. No. No, that's not the colors that I told you. I told you silver and blue. Those colors will not work. Listen, they're gonna get the colors they asked for, and that's what they're gonna get. You're gonna have a hard time with that? Well, no, you won't. I'm telling you right now. No, you won't. They'll be here on time, and they will be the right color. Thank you.
This is Chloe and Charlene, they're in charge of the decorations for the show.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What's going on?
So Charlie was on the phone with the decoration company and they wanted the wrong color from us.
You're kidding me.
Yeah.
Don't worry. If I have to go there and get the right colors, they will be the right colors.
Charlene's kind of the calm mom. She's tough and she gets things done, but she can be kind of intense sometimes.
Oh my god, I love them.
They're look at this one, he's just in love. He's rolling around.
Did they make it adopt one?
They're in charge of the stage on show night.
Huh? What?
I'm also Julia. You can call me Jules.
You can call me Jules too.
It's not that confusing.
Okay, so what are you guys doing?
We're in charge of lining people up for the show, so we don't really have much to do on a daily basis.
Yeah, which is why Forrest usually volunteers us for whatever comes up.
Hey, Julia, I don't want to stress you out, but we need to post her in 20 minutes for that event tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you mean, goats? We can just get a goat. It's not that hard. Where are you going to find a goat?
That's a script team. They can get kind of loud.
Guys, is there a problem over here?
Were we too loud or something?
Just a little bit. You guys are working with script, right?
Yeah, it'll definitely be done in time.
There's no way we're getting this done in time.
So now that you've seen what everyone does, what do you want to do?
I think I'll join the script team. They seem interesting. I mean, loud, but they're interesting.
All right, everybody, now that Dean is part of his family, he needs to know the 3 rules. What are the 3 rules for being a communication major?
Support each other, get involved.
You really sound like a cool.
You're not cool, right?
No.
I'm really jealous of all of you because we cannot see the screen from where we are. We just got to hear it. So whoever has that video, we're going to be wanting a copy of it after. Speaking of video, we now will present the awards for pop music history and film history. Starting us off is the award for Best Pop Music Project going to Michael Batista.
We have the award for Best Pop Music Achievement as Julia Connor. Julia is also receiving an award for Best Pop Music Paper and Best PR Group.
The award for Best Film History Group, Eileen Alvarez Santiago, Bobby Prince, Rachel Lewis, Elijah Redmond, and Charlene Maycott. Charlene is also receiving the award for Best Media.
The award for Best Film History Achievement is Robert Lawson.
The award for Best Poetry going to Kylie Wolfson.
One more round of applause.
We'll now be introducing our Alumni Council Speaker, Julia Train.
Good evening. I'm Julia Train, and I'm the president of the Communication Awards Club. I would like to thank you all for coming out and supporting the club and the award winners today. Tonight's show is especially important because it's our first year back after 2 years of a live stream because of COVID. And it's also the 15th annual show. And since it's the 15th anniversary, I asked alumni to send in their favorite memories and their experiences of being part of the program. So without any further ado, that's what you're about to see.
And television history were some of my favorite. I got to work with my friends on these projects, and it helped me really learn a valuable lesson of working well with others or learning each other's communication styles, which has benefited me immensely since moving to Los Angeles to work in the film industry.
My favorite experience, that's a good one. I would probably say the time I had at the radio station before it moved to the nice building that it is now, when it was just that little closet, if anybody remembers that. That and obviously writing for the review, which was great. Met a lot of good people that way.
It's crazy to think that over 10 years ago, I helped plan and attend this exact event with some of my best friends. I would say, it was that event, the second annual Communication Awards, where I performed guitar in front of everyone as I was going for a communication major of the year that year. That would be my fondest memory.
Something that I remember most is putting together the Com Awards. I actually got a sponsor for the show. We got a decent amount of money so we could help out with the funding for that. I thought that was pretty cool. I really liked the club because it helped me meet new friends and make more connections in my own field, and that kind of helped me realize more of what I wanted to do and how I wanted to do it.
When I think of some of my favorite moments as a member of the communication program, it's hard to pick out just one. I remember a long time ago when he had his original office in the A building. It had a seating capacity of maybe no more than 3 people. And I remember one time we fit about 16 to 18 people in there. To me, my favorite moment, moments, is once a week, all of us as a whole program, we would get as many people as we could. And once a week, we would always go out to dinner when our classes were done. And we utilized that time to essentially, it was almost like a team bonding activity. We would get to know one another. We created friendships and relationships that I'm always going to cherish. And, those are nights that I'm always going to remember.
Something specific that stands out to me is like our graduation that we had to do kind of impromptu. And I remember feeling so sad that it had to be that way, but then I remember my mom telling me, you should feel almost happy that you feel so sad about it, because a lot of people go to community college to go to class and go home, they don't have such a meaningful experience, say they're not interested in meeting friends or whatever, but she was like, you should feel happy that you feel so sad about not being able to see your friends all the time, because it's a good thing that you have people that you want to see.
I didn't know what was going to come of my situation or come of my future, and I stepped into Keith Forrest's public speaking class, and here's this man on the desk doing the things, and I was just like, wow, just taken aback by it and really engaged and felt like I belonged.
And you may not talk all the time or see each other all the time, but there's still people that I can count on. And that was both academically and in my professional career. So these were strong connections that I made that helped me get my first internship, or when I was in journalism, if I reached out to anyone, they would help me get a source for whatever story I was working on. And even just in personal areas of my life too, like when my mom passed, some of my friends from the communication program were some of the first people that reached out to me.
But one of my favorite memories wouldn't actually be a memory, it's actually just all of the friendships I made here. Some of my best friends have been made right here at Atlantic Cape, and I'm so glad I get to walk through life with them.
But the first experience that I had with the communication program, I was originally a general studies major. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do yet. I found an internship at a radio station and I really was interested in it. So I tried to apply for the communication internship to do this at this radio station. And it was my first semester and I had not taken any comm classes, and you needed to take public speaking and mass media in order to do the internship. So I ended up emailing somebody who forwarded it to Keith Forrest, and then so one day while I was on the Mays Landing campus, I met Keith in his office, and he would not give me a waiver to take the internship right away. Instead, he had me enroll in his public speaking and mass media classes, and then I ended up doing the internship later after that spring semester.
One of my most favorite memories of being a part of the communications program was taking the public speaking class. On the first day of class, Professor Forrest had us stand on our desks, and I was incredibly mortified to do this, but I did it, and it changed my entire perspective of the class and speaking in front of people and life, and I gained a huge amount of respect for Professor Forrest that day.
It was the very first semester that TV history was offered, and I took it because I always wanted to be a communication major, and my family discouraged it. And I was like, I'm going for it. I'm going to take TV history. And my first day, there's just this guy standing on the desk.
Once again, I would like to thank all the alumni for coming out and supporting us this evening, and for sending in your videos and sharing your experiences and still being involved in the program. And now I want to welcome to the stage the 2013 Comm Major of the Year, Briar Gibbons.
It's really weird hearing that song because it's the song that I walked out to when I gave my speech for Comm Major of the Year 9 years ago. And this is my 10th Communication Awards, which is kind of insane. But my name, like Julia said, is Briar Gibbons. I'm the president of the Communication Alumni Council here at Atlantic Cape. And first, I just want to take a moment to congratulate all of the students for putting today's awards show together. It really is a huge task that they work on all year long. And like Eileen said, it really does take a lot of anxiety, a lot of sweat, some tears, and sometimes maybe a broken leg. So when we started the Alumni Council in 2018, we really had two main objectives. And the first one was that we wanted to make sure that we were supporting the students of Atlantic Cape through the use of mentoring and scholarship fundraising. And the second was that we wanted to make sure that we were showcasing and connecting our alumni network and the wonderful work and careers of our alumni. Since the first Alumni of the Year award was given, it was really someone who excelled in their career, but the Alumni Council felt that the Alumni of the Year really needed to be someone who had more than just a stellar resume. and that they should be someone that not only excels in their career, but that has also maintained a connection to the Atlantic Cape community. In elevating those criteria to become Alumni of the Year, we also introduced a new award as well, which was focused on a stellar career, which is the Professional Achievement Award. So the 2022 Alumni of the Year this year is Jenna DeLuca, and the 2022 Professional Achievement recipient is Taylor Henry. Please join me in welcoming alumni Taylor Henry.
I'm so extremely grateful to receive the Alumni of the Year award. As a student, I received my fair share of communication awards, but the award I'm receiving tonight is easily the most special. This is an award I honestly thought I would never ever receive, but one I always wanted to earn. And each year, as I've come to the Communication Awards show, I've watched inspirational, accomplished individuals receive this coveted honor, and now I get to join them. I started out here as a student back in 2013 as a secondary education major with hopes of becoming a high school media teacher. And during my second semester here, I found myself in an interpersonal communication class with a man named Larry Litwin. And Larry told me that he saw something in me and that I should really consider becoming a public relations major. And I had no idea what that meant. So I ended up becoming a communication major. I switched around from PR to communication arts, but I was still in the family there. And this conversation that I had with Larry Litwin ended up changing my life forever. So because of him, I had switched my major and became a part of a family that's unlike any other. That next semester, I had my very first class with Keith Forrest. And little did I know that this man would become my biggest inspiration, my mentor, and years down the road, my coworker. After countless classes with Keith and joining what was then known as the Communication Awards Committee, I realized that teaching in higher ed was my dream. So I stuck around for 4 years, actually picking up a second degree so I could stay here longer. And during those 4 years, I became Communication Major of the Year runner-up in 2016. I became the founding president of what we called the Communication Club, which is now the Communication Awards Club, and I won the Volunteer Service Award. Upon graduating, I was elected by my classmates to fill the role of alumni representative on the Board of Trustees. From then, I ended up transferring over to Rider University to pursue a bachelor's in communication studies, and I became the president of Rider's Public Relations Student Society of America chapter. And there I also won another volunteer service award right before I graduated. But by the time I graduated, I had already begun working on a master's in business communication. And finishing that degree and starting my master's opened the door for me to accomplish my dream. And that was coming back here to Atlantic Cape and teaching. So I've now been teaching at Atlantic Cape for 3 years, and I've achieved senior adjunct status. And ever since, I've been co-advising the Communication Awards Club alongside Keith Forrest. I've always been someone who downplays my success and victories in life, but landing this job and getting an opportunity to make a difference is something I'm extremely proud of. Since being here, I developed the first online public speaking course, served as a faculty mentor, and received my master's degree in business communication from Rider University. Receiving this award tonight makes me feel as though someone somewhere was watching and saw the hard work, the struggles, and the passion I've put into everything I've been doing over the years. And as someone who often feels overlooked, tonight has provided me with that validation that I'm doing okay and I'm on the right path. I know this award is honoring me, but the truth is, I wouldn't be where I am today without my professor turned coworker, Keith Forrest. Keith has poured out his heart and his soul into this program and into his students. And for 8 years, Keith's support and encouragement have been the one constant I can always depend on. So before I go, I would like to thank Keith for helping me discover my dreams and achieve my goals. I know I give you a hard time, but the truth is, if we hadn't crossed paths, my life would be very, very different, and I might not have accomplished even half of the things that I've done. Because of you, I found my passion, I found my family, and I found a place that I will forever call home. I'd also like to thank my students for inspiring me each and every day. Each of you holds a special place in my heart, and I know that you'll achieve whatever you set your mind to. And I'm sure that one day I'll see each of you up here receiving this very same award. Thank you.
Congrats, Jenna. I wish I could go be a student again so I could take PR again with her as my teacher. No offense to Joy Jones. Next, we are presenting the award for the Alumni Professional Achievement Award. The editor of the Atlantic Cape Review when I was here, Taylor Henry.
Thank you so much, Kyle, for that wonderful introduction. Yes, he and I go way back to the ACR days. So, I do want to thank everyone here for supporting this show, and it's thanks to you that we have shows like this. And it's great to be back in person too. Atlantic Cape basically taught me who I am. It made me a leader. And it taught me what my interests are. So when I was here, I was involved with what is now the Comm Club. It was the Communication Alumni Council, also the ACR, which is the newspaper, and the radio station WRML. So I had a lot of interests that I learned about from being here. And it's thanks to Atlantic Cape that I went on to do other great things, including I'm president of the Wildwood Historical Society. I've written a book and published it about Wildwood. Thank you. And I teach as a professor at Rowan University, and I just started teaching here. And thank you to Jenna and Keith Forrest for being a great guide for me as I teach these new classes at Atlantic Cape. And I'm happy to be teaching one of the classes that Jenna developed. So Atlantic Cape was the best memories of my life. Thank you again to the Communication Awards Club, Keith Forrest, Jenna, my friends who are here, including Pete Brophy, who was the advisor of the ACR, my best friend Nicole, and everyone else who I ran into here. Thank you so much again. So, thank you.
Next, we'll be doing the faculty awards, because without them, we wouldn't have all these students to celebrate. First, we'll be doing the award for faculty pioneer, going to Stacy Gerst.
Hi everyone. I can't tell you what a joy it is to be present with you all tonight, to celebrate with fellow minds that love the communication arts in all its various forms. I am an English and journalism teacher at Hamilton High School. I started my career in Hillsborough Township in Somerset County, where as a second-year teacher, English, you get the question from the supervisor, so would you like to teach the journalism elective? And I can't think of what non-tenured teacher is going to tell their supervisor no, even if they have little to no experience in that area. And thus started my journey in this field. And it's one where I've really kind of found a home. One thing I love about what I've learned through the years, I've gotten the opportunity to take some graduate courses through the University of Nevada, through a program through American Society of Newspaper Editors back in, gosh, that was like 2008. I've taken some graduate classes at Rutgers University. I'm one senior project shy of my master's in journalism ed through Kent State University in Ohio, which is a great program for teachers like me who start in the English department and then end up finding a home in journalism. I've learned that we are strengthened by our numbers and by our networking with other people who love what we love. And so I can see and I appreciate so much the community that's fostered here at ACCC. I want to thank the communications department for the honor tonight. As a teacher, we get greatest joy out of what we see our students produce. I fangirled for a little bit, a moment, because one of my former students was here receiving an award, and I was super excited to see him and talk to him. Brings us our biggest joy. I think what I appreciate about this field is that it offers people so many skills in so many areas that translate to many different industries. It has strengthened me as an English classroom teacher. It has strengthened me as a leader in church. It has strengthened me as a communicator in so many ways in other areas of my life. None of us are successful without our support systems, and so any good teacher knows that if you invest a lot of hours in your school, you must have a really supportive home base. And so my husband and my children and our extended family that dedicate time for me to invest in the school I teach at, the journalism program I work with, and the students I get to teach and come to love. I can't thank you enough for the honor, and I hope to continue to live up to what it stands for. So thank you so much.
The next award we have is for Unsung Hero, and that is for Jesus de Val. Jesus here, but I wanted to pull it. Alrighty.
Next awards going out will be for Mentoring Student Pioneers, the Julianne Scott Volunteer Service Award, and the Outstanding Academic Achievement Award. Starting off with the Mentoring Awards, we have Laura DeBlois, Lena Lindner, Alessia Ross Terragino, Michael Batista, Tabitha Taylor, Robin Doherty, Devin Freyas, Eileen Alvarez Santiago, and Julia Train.
Next, we have the award for senior mentoring, which is to John Maggio and Katie Waitman. All right, one last applause. All right, thank you. Stay long.
The award for Student Pioneer went to Charlene Maycott, Tabitha Taylor, and Kayla Corsi. Kayla is also receiving the award for Communication Awards Club.
We have the Julianne Scott Volunteer Service Award going to Julia Train.
And the award for Outstanding Academic Achievement going to Tabitha Taylor.
Hi, my name is Tabitha Taylor. I'm the editor of the ACR newspaper and valedictorian of the communications class of 2022. Forrest always says, we are like a family with everything minus sharing DNA. This statement perfectly summarizes the communications program here at Atlantic Cape. Forest, our comdad, creates an atmosphere for a group who learns, gossips, and wins together. I'm sure all of the alumni and students in the room can agree that we all owe our success to Forest. The program has given me endless opportunities, a chance to discover my passion, and most importantly, lifelong friendships. One of those friends, though, is very important because this night wouldn't have been possible without him. With that being said, I would like to take a moment to welcome Bobby Prince onto the stage to thank him for his hours of dedication to the show this year. The Common Awards Club would like to honor you with this award.
I do just want to thank everyone that helped me put on this award. I spent a lot of hours creating several Google Sheets, several Google Docs, organizing the awards and writing this whole script for the show. And I just want to thank everyone else because I would not have been able to do it without anyone else reeling me in from my manic energy. So, thank you.
We'd like to welcome back to the stage Keith Forrest, Jenna DeLuca, Julia Train, and Eileen Alvera Santiago.
Final award of the night after this commercial break. I'm just messing with you. So it's the big award, Communication Major of the Year, Communication Major of the Year runner-up, and we have our current, they're kind of like sisters, they actually fight like sisters, Eileen and Julia.
Hi, I'm Julia. So at this moment, we'd like to welcome back the nominees to the stage. Cameron Main. Chloe Cremitola. Bobby Prince. And Anthony Caccaro. Okay. It's the moment you guys have been waiting for. Can I get a drum roll? Okay, so your Communication Major of the Year runner-up is Chloe Cremitola. All right. And your new 2022 to 2023 Communication Major of the Year is Bobby Prince.
All right, you don't have to go home, but you can't stay here. Good night.